Hello, Newday. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jose St. Fard, and I am the lead pastor here at Newday. We've been doing a series which finishes today called Next, practicing down here for what's up there. We're thinking about the idea of what is after all of this. This comes at the back end of another series that we were doing called Crave, which there we concluded that each and every one of us crave for something so deep within us that nothing in this world can quite ever satisfy it. And it made sense, C.S. Lewis said, that if nothing satisfies it, yet we have the desire for it, it must mean it exists. But it also means, perhaps logically, we're made for another world. I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, man, that guy's just out of this world. Oh, man, like Steve's getting married soon. He thinks of his fiancée, and he goes, she's out of this world, man. She's out of this world. Usually when someone's saying that, they're saying that person is so unique, so incredible, so wonderful. No words in this life truly expresses or epitomizes who they are. When you say that someone is out of this world, you're saying they're beyond belief. They're beyond what you could have conjured up or imagined. At the beginning of this series, I told you that my desire for you is that you would believe that you are foreigners and strangers on this earth. In other words, I want you to know that you are out of this world. You, each and every one of you, are unique. You are made for something bigger, greater, deeper. And my desire is that as you encounter the world around you, people go, man, that guy, that girl, that man, out of this world. Out of this world. I believe that the way we get to that is by practicing what out of this world looks like every day. Is by doing the things that the rest of the world is not doing. Is by living up to the dream that God has for next. If you want to look at that dream, you've been looking at one verse, and I want to get back to it today. It's Revelation chapter 21. By the way, this book called Revelation simply means the uncovering. It's the mystery being unlocked. It's the secrets being told. And it's called the revelation of Jesus Christ. In other words, it's uncovering who Jesus is and what he's about. It's sharing with you the big picture that God had in mind when he thought of you. I've shared with you before that the more you know Jesus, the more you'll know yourself, because Jesus is the source of who you are. Revelation 21, listen to what is being said. This is one of the early followers of Jesus, this guy named John. He's in this island called Patmos, and there he's getting this vision of what's going to be the next. And he says, then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. If you're like me, you like new. I love new. If I'm watching a movie and it's talking about the future, I love it. You know those point in TV shows or movies where they do flashbacks and they go when he was 5 or when he was 2? That's my worst part. I hate it. I don't care what happened when he was 2. Tell me what happens when he's 100. Tell me the future. I want to know what's next. I love new. One of my I'm recovering, I have to confess that I'm a recovering retail-aholic. In other words, when I'm sad, I go through retail therapy. And that's not good because I'm broke. So it doesn't really help that's my source. But the point is, anything new to me is cool. If it's new, it's cool. And so when I look at this and I hear new heaven and new earth, I'm like, you already got my attention. Like, this is great. The crazy thing is I haven't even seen all of the old earth. And that is remarkable. I mean, you guys live, I guess we all live here now, in one of the most beautiful states in America. Colorado is gorgeous. Can you imagine a new Colorado? Brand spanking new? A new heaven and a new earth. I'm talking about old earth. We haven't even gotten to old heaven. And there's going to be a new one. Now, why is this emphasis on new? Why does it matter that it's new? For the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea. There was no longer any sea. Now, if you just keep reading, you're going to miss something. You're going to miss something that John is trying to tell you about next. He uses the word passed away, faded away. It's gone. And what John is trying to say is that the experiences of now, as difficult as they are, will not last. That the things you're going through right now are not going to be forever. It will pass away. The situations that have you up at night will pass away. The difficulties you can't see past through will pass away. John throws in there will be no more sea. Do you know why? Do you understand why he's so clear on this? That there's no more ocean? It's because John is in the island of Patmos. He's not on vacation. He's in exile. He's been cast out away from his family, away from his friends. And in between him and the life he used to know is this great big ocean that keeps him from being together with his people. So he cries out, this too will pass. And the one thing keeping me from together will no longer be. There is no more ocean. There's no more ocean. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride, beautifully dressed for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, look, 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 look. God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. Look, he's pointing attention. He's saying, pay attention here. Listen to this. Watch this. This is important. God is going to be here. Now, the thing that's important for me, for you to understand about next, is that next is about togetherness. Next is about togetherness. Next is about no division. No separation. No more arguing. No more wondering. Do they like me? Do they not like me? Am I good enough? Am I not good enough? Did I come off too strong? Next is about a world and a space where unity is the common law. And the person most excited to be together with you is God himself. Oh, that's so good. Oh, how do I know? The guy giving the vision, he's in the middle of the vision, and he's looking at this new city. He's looking at Jerusalem. He's looking at a new heaven and a new earth. He's looking at everything that's brand spanking new. And he goes, whoa, I get why it's all new. I get it now. God himself will be here. And he's excited because he sees the excitement on God's face. What do you think he's looking at? He's going, look, God is going to be here. I can see his face. I can imagine John looking at the vision. And I believe when John's looking, he sees the new city. He sees Jerusalem. But I'm sure he sees a real giddy God. He sees Jose on steroids. God is going, I finally get to be with my people. And John is going, look how excited he is. We know that God is excited because Jesus, the book of Hebrews says, Jesus looks at the cross and he says he endures the cross for the joy set before him. The joy of being with us. Next is about togetherness. And the reason why it's new is because God never, ever gives away leftovers. Oh, okay. God is always up to something new. He gives you brand new mercies every morning. He doesn't give you recycled mercies. He gives you new mercies. His mercies are new every morning. The reason why there's an emphasis on new is because you and I can't give new things. In fact, the Bible says there is nothing new under the sun. Okay. Let me. John is excited because he sees all this new stuff, all this stuff that he can't describe. The entire book of Revelation, if you look, he says, I saw something that looked like a lion. I saw something that looked like emerald. It looked like jasper. It looked like gold. Everything in Revelation isn't something that is, it's something that looks like. In other words, I've never seen this before. Because God never does the same thing twice. Look around. I know I look pretty. And you can't keep your eyes off of me. But look. Take a look around. You see God doing something, the same thing twice? Each of us are different. God never does the same thing twice. He walks on water. And you're like, oh, man, God, man, you really outdid yourself this time. Walk on water. And then he talks to the water. Peace, be still. Same thing happened. Both were storms. One, he walks through the storm, and the other, he talks the storm down. God never does the same thing twice. The reason why John knows that God is present is because everything around him is new. I love watching sci-fi. And when I look at sci-fi, I'm always looking and imagining as they think of aliens and what other worlds are looking like. And I'm going, man, these guys have zero imagination. Do you know why everything you see from other worlds look crazy familiar? Because we can't think of anything else. There is nothing new under the sun. Every new idea is an old idea recycled. Anyone who thinks they're being innovative, we never dream up from the future, we always dream up from the past. Every new idea starts like this. I was at a church once and they used to. Or at my last job, we used to do this. We should do that. But the presence of God is made known because everything around him is brand new. Now I need you to understand this. Why does it matter? Because what I need you to understand about Next is that you've never imagined it before. You've never experienced it before. In other words, there's nothing about this creation that can prepare you for the next creation. You've never imagined what it looks like. You've never experienced what it looks like. It's brand new. And there's this emphasis on new Jerusalem, new heaven, new earth. Why? Because everything in this world that you and I have suffered from will finally be over. Will finally be over. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. We will be together with God. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. That excitement, that idea, God himself. In other words, there is no more Jose between you and God. No more pastor, no more mother, no more grandmother who prays for you. It's you and God. No one in between you and God. There's no need for someone else because God says, I will now pass my love and grace to you directly. You will never have to think, is there a God? Or maybe there might be a God. He himself will be there. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. Ooh. Now, when I used to read this, I used to think, okay, that means, that means, we won't be crying anymore. But notice the difference. He says he'll wipe every tear from their eyes, and then later it says there'll be no more crying. And I realize that when we finally experience new, it will be a shock on our system. You know, after you've gone through a really difficult moment, and then you realize you're out of it, and tears start flowing from your eyes, the picture that is placed here is that when we connect and meet with God, there will be no dry eyes because we'll all have tears, and God will be the one wiping them away. It'll be so emotional. It'll be so incredible. You ever heard the song, I Can Only Imagine? Finally together with God, and not just together with God, together with one another. No more ocean to separate us. No need for airplanes or flying. Can you imagine? I might be able to just blink and I show up to another place. I think about these things, you know. I'm weird like that. He said new. I'm like, shh. Forget wings. He says he will wipe away every tear from their eyes. Here's what it's saying. Here's what I'm saying. I need you to grasp this. It's not that all of a sudden your memory is wiped. It's that as you walk into this space, you will finally heal from what you've experienced. Okay, you didn't catch it. Let me say it one more time. Because he says he will wipe. It doesn't say you won't have any tears. It says he will wipe. That is, he will erase the pain and bring healing so that the tear is no longer sadness but joy. He will wipe every tear. I never saw it that way. I never understood that he takes the time to go to each and every one of us and wipe every tear away, every moment of suffering, every moment of doubt, every moment of uncertainty, every moment of confusion, every struggle, every pain, every suffering, every trial. He will take his time to wipe every tear away. Healing. That's a moment of incredible healing. It'll be the best therapy session you've ever gone through. I don't know, some of y'all don't go to therapy. You're missing out. I remember the first time I went to a good therapist, because there's some crazy ones out there. But the first time I went to a good therapist, and she started going down my family tree and started showing me what I was picking up and grabbing and what I was taking from my dad and my grandfather. I remember falling down on the floor and just overwhelmed with emotion when I realized the source of why I behaved the way I behaved. When I realized that I had caught stuff that I wasn't taught. God says he's going to wipe my tears away. He'll wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death. Okay, let me help you. The reason why I know it's a healing process is because before he eradicates the outcome of your pain, he deals with your pain. The first thing that happens is he wipes every tear away. Then he goes, now there's no more dying. Now that I've dealt with your pain, now there's no more mourning. But he first wipes the tear away. Now there's no more crying. Now there's no more pain. Why? For the old order of things has passed away. The new has come. The old order of things has passed away. He who was seated on the throne said, I am making everything new. New. Then he said, write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true. Because God is going to live with you, he requires that everything in you, around you, for you, is brand new. Because he wants to experience something with you that you've never experienced before. You get to experience it together. You ever watched a movie for the first time with someone who's watched it already? Hello? My wife knows. If she saw it already, we're not watching it. I don't want to watch it because I don't want to get all suspenseful and you're just sitting there going, watch this. Okay. You're about to miss it, but let me try to drive it home. Hey, this is good. This is good. If you've experienced it already and I haven't experienced it, then one of us has an advantage and there's no intimacy between us. I'm about to make a point. You're going to need to listen. Watch this. John says, everything, I need you to listen. Everything around me looks new. He says, I see this. There's a new heaven and a new earth. Watch. And then he goes, look, God's even here. And you're like, oh, God, the author of the ages, the eternal one, the self-existent one, the one who lives outside of time, who has no present, past, or future, the one who experiences tomorrow today, who knows the end from the beginning. He is here. And now you walk in. So you would assume he already knows the story. And then God shows up after John sees all the new things. And he goes, John, I haven't even seen this. I am making everything new. We're all about to experience this movie together. Whoa! Did you catch that? I'm making it new even for me. I am making everything new. Because what I desire more than anything is intimacy with you. I am making everything new. We will all experience new together. That's why even though you didn't even get to enjoy old heaven, I won't live in the same house I lived without you. I'm making a whole new house so that we could live with it together. You won't walk into the house and go, is this where you used to go to do this? Or is this where you used to go do that? Nah, it's a brand new mansion, baby. No one's lived here before. No one's worshiped here before. No one's walked this ground here before. We're exploring it together because you and I were meant to be. I am making everything new. And there's a reason why he says, I'm doing it. Because it's new even to him. Ouch. Wait. There's another character in the story who's been there before, who wanted to be higher than those heavens. He was called Lucifer. He's your enemy. He's experienced heaven before. And God says, he will never know what you will get. No one in heaven gets to live in the new place without you. Everyone moves in to a new house the day you show up. Everyone experiences new when you show up. Because the entire time, God's desire has been to live with you. From Genesis to Revelation, he's been saying, I want to tabernacle with you. His entire desire has been to be with you. The entire scriptures is not about you being right. It's about you being with God. It hasn't been about you changing or getting fixed or becoming a better person. It's about being with a better person. It's not about you needing to fix your life. It's about your life finally being with God. Christianity, true Christianity, isn't concerned with fixing you. It's concerned with transplanting you, moving you from where you are to where you are made to be, in the presence of God. This is why this church exists. This is why Newday exists. This is why we say it's a safe place to be on a spiritual journey. Because we believe no matter where you are in your journey, you will always end up with God. The reason why we value the next person is because we know that next is not only better, it's about being together. And we want to be together forever. The reason why we exist is because we believe we're just an outpost of the next place. We believe we're just a Wi-Fi zone for the true internet source. We understand that our role is to just be a doorway where someone, the next person, can find a God who's been looking for them for an eternity past. The reason why you have these plug-in sheets in front of you, you saw them on the chair. I'm going to invite the band up. The reason why you have these sheets is because we believe that when we show up here, it's not about just coming and listening and enjoying the song. It's about creating environments where the next person finds God. And we believe every person should have a role to play in that. We believe that each and every one of us get to be a part of creating the environment where the next person can go, man, I want to be together with the God who's been yearning to be together with me. If you haven't plugged into Newday yet, if you haven't been a part of creating the environments where the next person finds God, I invite you to grab this plug-in sheet. Grab a pen. Look at the places that you can serve. Watch this. It might not even be your passion spot. And you don't even have to commit forever. Try it for 2 weeks. These are the spaces where we need people in order to keep creating the environment where the next person finds God. These are the places where we're looking, and I'm being very transparent. These are the spaces where people have been serving since the pandemic till now with only 2 people on the team. Did you hear what I just said? That means the people who run sound have been running it for the last 2 years, and it's 2 people. 2. We're creating a space where we all get to go to a new place together. This is just an outpost. You can't afford to sit down and do nothing. Because what we're doing here has eternal consequences. And they're good consequences. What's happening here every weekend is an opportunity for someone to say, I didn't understand who God was before, but now I get him. That's happening at Newday every day. Every week we're meeting people who go, man, I didn't really like God, or I didn't understand God, or I didn't know about this God thing, but now I get him. Leslie, raise your hand. Raise your hand, Leslie. Just raise your hand. Yeah, I know Leslie's like, man, I didn't tell you. I didn't say you could talk about me. Leslie's getting baptized in August, people. Give her a round of applause. We're doing a Bible study every week, and it's fun. Isn't it fun, Leslie? It's fun. It's fun. We're learning so much cool stuff. And when we're doing the Bible study, every time I say, hey, talk back to me. What's happening? And at the end, Leslie, Todd, they're all there, and they're just like, man, like this is the stuff like I never knew about. Until I got to Newday, I didn't understand this stuff. That's only happening because of people who set up chairs in the morning, who run sound, who get together early before you show up and make sure there's breakfast here. That only happens because of people who stand at the door and say, hello, how you doing? It happens with people who, when they leave here, saw that someone wasn't here and sent them a text and checked up on them, connected with them, took them out to coffee, took them out to lunch. All of those things are important, Because what we're saying here is that when you show up to this place, it's a little piece of Next. We're not just running church, we're learning heaven. What I'm inviting you to plug into is not just another church service. It's an opportunity to create an environment where the next person can find the God who's been looking for them. I beg you, if you haven't plugged in, even if today's your first time here, sign up. Yeah, I'm looking at 2 people in the back. I see you. I'm going to act like I don't see you, but I see you. You can sign up too. Because guess what? You won't get what's happening here until you plug in. You won't understand what's happening here until you plug in. I want to pray for you right now. I'm praying for the person who's been coming here for a while, who's been connecting, who's been enjoying this place, who's excited about what's happening, but who's been kind of shy, maybe saying, they don't need me. I'm not needed here. I need you to understand you are necessary and essential to what's happening next. Because of your work, one day you'll hear a story about someone who found God the day you served. And I want you to know you're essential.